Cleanse the air.
I'm cleansed.
Cleanse.
Pooped every day this week so far.
Keep it in.
I think it's good for you.
All right. Well, this is episode 1.
Okay.
COOP therapy.
COOP therapy.
The podcast born out of having all the stuff in our house and me being done with work.
Fun employed.
Well,
You're employed.
I was employed, just kind of employed. I feel like I'm like 33% employed.
Sure.
I work like
Yeah.
I work 33% of the time.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
We really ended it with a bang.
Which time? What did we end?
This last show that we did.
Yeah. Echo Stage?
No. I feel like the end of everything was New Orleans.
Oh, yeah.
The barfing.
I wasn't there. You did barf. I think your body is getting into a weird habit of just wanting to barf. I don't even necessarily know if it would take a bacteria at this point.
I don't. If there was like an award show for like, I would definitely win most sick on the road.
Yeah.
For the back half of last year.
You would also win an award for most seafood dishes that you have not had before in your home state.
I think the piggyback award is most barf and then also most adventurous eater, because you can't have one without the other.
Which is sad because those dishes, while you had not had them before, they're not necessarily the most adventurous. Like, you had a shrimp dumpling. Who doesn't love a good shrimp dumpling?
Yeah, and it was good.
It was good.
It tasted fantastic, but it did not work for me.
No. I think that was more of a quickie the first time you got something bad.
What do we think that was? E. coli? E. coli?
First of all, I like E. coli better than E. coli.
I regretted saying that because I knew you were going to say something
E. coli
right.
is much cuter. Sounds like a young farm boy. It's made you very ill. I think it could be E. coli or say salmonella funny too.
No,
it can't. It has to be natural.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was one or the other. Maybe salmonella. I don't know.
What? I don't want to get into the semantics, the nitty gritty of either one because they're both bad. But I didn't eat for like a week.
You didn't eat except for those few times that you ate an entire plate of brisket and mac salad. When I specifically said to eat just the white bread, which I respect you for because you were in Texas and that sucks ass.
Okay, here's the timeline though. I got sick on Sunday, and that was Wednesday, Thursday.
I don't know.
So that was like 4 days of not eating, and I had to eat.
You did.
And I just had a light little dusting of barbecued meats.
That was not a dusting of meats. That was a flurry. That was a lot of brisket.
It was a lot of brisket.
But you deserved it.
I did deserve it.
Came right back at you.
You live and you learn.
Quickly.
Yes, it did happen quickly. But now I'm done. And do you think you're going to get annoyed with me now that I don't have stuff going on the weekends?
No. I got used to it over summer.
No, oh yeah, you did,
Yeah, you've been home before.
I say got used to it. I know, but the past like 4 months, I've been gone literally every fucking weekend.
I know. No, I get used to it. I'm very good at adapting now.
You're an adjuster.
I'm an adjuster.
Insurance.
As one has to be.
Yeah.
In this line of work as your partner. So I adjust. I didn't really do much on the weekends anyway.
I was thinking about this the other day. You did. You do stuff on the weekends.
What did I do?
You go out.
What did I do?
And you get blacked out.
Yeah, well, I get drunk, but I don't do anything like different.
No.
You're not missing anything.
No.
I only barfed a couple times. That's what this podcast is going to
We
be
need
about.
we need like a chalkboard, like up there, so that we could just like tally how many times you barfed from drinking too much.
Oh my gosh. There's not, the limit doesn't exist. I don't even know.
Can you say that?
What, that I have no idea how many times I barfed?
No, the limit does not exist.
Well, I mean,
Shout out Mean Girls.
I think that the limit doesn't exist because it will happen the rest of my life. Unless my new hack actually works.
Do you want to explain the new hack?
Quick backstory. I barf like 40% of the time when I'm hungover. And if it's once,
I would say 50 to 60.
50 to, okay, well, 50 to 60.
What, just the way that we tend to drink? It usually is like a 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. kind of ordeal. So
yeah, and then I usually barf from like 9 a.m. sometimes till 9 p.m. And
it's astounding to watch.
Yeah,
it's kind of wild.
It's violent.
It is violent.
Yeah.
You nailed it with violent.
It is.
It's not something I've seen anyone else do before.
And I am pitiful. I have never gone to urgent care though. I've seen a lot of silly videos of girls getting taken to urgent care
For being hungover?
for being hungover. I've thought about it, but I also somehow always have Zofran. So friends, if you're feeling
Shout out
nauseous, Zofran. Doesn't have to be name brand. Could be ondansetron or whatever.
What if, hear me out, what if the goal here is to get a Zofran sponsorship?
Oh my God.
Imagine if we just had Zofran on deck at all times. You would just be drunk all the time.
Actually, Zofran is one of those things they do not recommend taking that much.
Why?
Because it can make you drowsy and it's not great for you if you take it a lot. Like the amount that we take it is not a big deal, but like pregnant women can't take it that much because it could have birth defects to like the baby. But it works wonders. Tums is also great.
You said you can't take it a lot if you're pregnant?
You can't take it a lot if you're pregnant. They also don't recommend you take it a ton if you're not.
I don't want to put your full dirtbag backstory out onto the internet, but wasn't there an instance where you were so hungover that you took Zofran from a pregnant lady?
Yeah, my cousin. I needed that. She was fine. She was like 6 months pregnant. She wasn't really that barfy anymore. I was pathetic. Everyone knew.
I think that the funniest part about all of it is watching you like screech out of bed and then you walk like hunchback to get water and then you go right back. Full
Quasimodo. I'm softly weeping to myself. It's
sometimes not so softly.
Soft sob. Sipping water. Eating ice chips. Barfing those up.
When you say that, I have this picture of you laying in the bed, just like full plank.
Yeah.
Pillow on top of you, big mug on top of you with ice, and you just like dumping ice chips into your mouth.
Little by little.
Wow.
Yeah. I've had some bad ones. Haven't had a bad one like that in a while. Zofran has saved me. Sometimes I have to take 2. If I have to take 2, it's no good.
Double Zof.
Tums has helped. Pepto has helped. Alka-Seltzer is a real winner.
Did we get to the hack?
The hack is it's the pill. I can't remember the name of the pill. It's an antacid that you take like after you drink like red wine or eat red meat.
And you take it before you go to bed.
I took it before I went to bed last weekend when I was very buzzed up. And in no way did it take away my hangover, but I wasn't nauseous, which if I'm not nauseous, I'm good for a whole day.
That's a dub.
Yeah.
That is a dub and a half.
If I'm nauseous, I am useless.
Yeah, you're big time useless if you're barfing. You literally can't go anywhere.
I barfed at that gay restaurant where there was gay brunch going on and I couldn't participate.
What makes it a gay restaurant?
It was in Hillcrest.
Location.
Yeah. Location, staff. I'm pretty sure there was penises all over the restaurant. Yeah, shout out Baja Betty's. I barfed in your bathroom.
I might have barfed in Baja Betty's as well.
I'm not sure, but I found you across the street asleep on a table. So
C'est la vie.
you don't do brunch well.
That should be, yeah, that I had to learn the hard way.
You don't do brunch well.
And by the hard way, I mean like 15 bottle, mimosa
Mimosas,
brunches.
yeah. You don't mimosa well.
I think that was the record. That one time we did where I fell asleep at Zach's friend's house.
Yeah.
I think we did 15 bottles at Bottomless.
That's disgusting.
I didn't feel good.
No.
It's not my proudest moment, I'll say that. But it's just me and day drinking just do not.
I love day drinking. I love it so much. It's a great time. But day drinking does always
Leads to night drinking.
It gets me in a lot of trouble.
It leads to night drinking.
Not like legal trouble, but
I mean, yet.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
You might catch a case.
You never know. I don't day drink on Sundays, really.
What's Jay drinking?
Daytime drinking. I don't do it on Sundays. I do it sometimes.
Well, that's because you work at 5 a.m. on Mondays.
Yeah, I'm an adult. I also hate going to work with a hangover.
You are pretty. You have your feet planted in both factions of life pretty firmly.
Yeah.
Like you are a real degenerate on the weekends, but I don't think I've ever seen you call out of work.
No. If I didn't have the PTO rules that I do, then I would.
Yeah.
But when my sick time is also in the same bank as my vacation time, I'm not calling out.
It's very professional of you.
I'm not fucking calling out.
It's professional. You just don't want to waste your PTO.
I don't want to waste my PTO.
Yeah.
I'll go in there, especially now that we wear masks.
Just going torn up.
I'll go in there torn up. I won't go in if I have a fever, but it's been a very long time since I've had a fever.
Yeah.
But I'm not using that PTO to stay at home. Absolutely not.
Only for useful stuff.
Yeah. The only times I've called out is when I've gotten stranded in a city because of my flight.
See, you've been good as of recently, but you're traveling. You have not had the best luck with travel.
Yeah, I had two really bad
experiences. I think the one of the best, like straight out of a movie scenarios, is your flight home from Vegas.
I've never even actually seen that in a movie. I have never even heard that happening ever.
I can't even explain to you. Like when you called me and you were sobbing, I had to really be your rock and tell you to stop crying.
You were not my rock. You were not my rock. You were a flaming ball of useless fire.
And when I hung up, I laughed my fucking ass off.
Yeah, you're super helpful.
It was hilarious.
Yeah. Getting redirected.
Would you care to explain?
Monday after a 3-day music festival in Vegas, EDC, flying home, twisted already from the night before at the airport for 2 hours.
Honestly, the Monday after that festival, it's like gremlins walking through the Vegas airport.
Yeah, I was wearing a fur coat, probably this shirt. Got there early, drank at the bar for like 3 hours, made friends.
You were feeling good. You were feeling confident.
I was feeling great. It's a 45-minute flight.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
You were feeling confident.
I get on Spirit. I said, fuck them. 45 minutes. They can't fuck that up that bad, right? They fucked it up really bad. Get on the plane. Everything's fine. Hour goes by. We're still on the plane. They had the wrong list of passengers.
Yeah, their manifest. I forgot about that. Their manifest list was wrong. Didn't they have to like take a roll call?
They roll called us.
They went elementary school.
After 45 minutes, we all did roll call. It was fine. And then they go, we have the wrong list. Hilarious. They get the right list. Fine, they
So
close the door.
how long were you on the run or on the plane before they closed the door and pushed back?
An hour.
An hour. So
Almost
you're already a little bit on edge.
Yeah, my buzz is getting worn off. I have to pee.
Yeah.
My buzz is worn off. I am getting sleepy. They close the door. I think nothing can go wrong at this
The
point.
door's closed. Usually that's your home free.
The door is closed. I am in my seat. I have my seatbelt on. I have all my stuff. I'm good. Plane takes off. Even better. Nothing bad can happen. I'm in the air. I'm airborne. Nothing bad can happen. I'll be on the ground in 40 minutes.
45 minutes to San Diego. It's a quick, it's nothing.
And then I wake up. I fell asleep for like maybe 20 minutes.
How deep into the flight did you fall asleep?
I fell asleep. We were still, I think we had just hit ascended. Whatever.
Cruising altitude?
Cruising altitude.
You just hit ascended.
We were ascending, ended ascendance. We're cruising. I fall asleep like 20 minutes. I wake up, they're handing out water. I said, that's weird. Spirit does not hand out water. I said, that's really nice of them.
You're like, yeah, flight home from Vegas. They probably think we're all
I
dehydrated.
really needed that water. So we get the water. We land. I said, hey, chicken, we landed.
You texted me when you were on the ground. I made my way over.
You were already
I was in the cell phone lot in San Diego.
I look out the window and I see a big shiny fucking building. I said, that's not right. I said, that's not right. We don't have that at home. And I look at my phone. My phone's not, internet isn't working. Because I tried to pull up the maps and it's not working. And I look to the guy next to me. I said, what happened? He goes, you didn't hear. I said, I didn't hear what? I didn't hear what? And he said, we got redirected and we landed back in Vegas. I shut down. I just shut down. People started to laugh. People laughed at me.
Not only was it bad that happened, but you're coming down like after a 3-day bender of a festival in the middle of the desert to fall asleep and get redirected while you're sleeping and wake up in the same place you left is gold.
And it's not just the same. It's Vegas. I land
the worst place in the United States.
In Las Vegas. I am again in a fur coat and I am in
torn up
deep into my hangover. And I start crying and I call you. You are useless.
Well, to be fair, you were hysterically crying into the phone. I don't know what I can do. I don't know anyone here. What am I going to do?
First of all, that does not happen.
That is exactly what happened.
No, I was not crying yet when I was still on the plane.
That is exactly what happened.
I called Emily. I calmed down, got off the plane. Because I said, okay, I'm just going to buy another ticket. There was
initially you were going to rent a car.
No, initially I was going to buy the ticket. I bought a plane ticket for $500 to get back.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you did do that. I forgot about that.
And then I said, fuck that. That's way too much money. I'm just going to cancel it. So I canceled that. I rented a car on the website. I go to the car rental place. There's like a 4-hour line. And it's all people from my flight, from Spirit.
Of course. You know the slogan. You fly Spirit too often, you become one.
It was also the first Raiders game at the new stadium, and it was EDC.
This is like the ultimate like shitstorm.
There was a lot of sad ravers and sad aggressive Raiders fans.
Ravers and Raiders.
Ravers and Raiders. And people were like banding together to take a car back together. I thought about it and I was really motivated to make that decision.
Random's van.
And then I remembered my extreme social anxiety and the thought of being in a car for 5 hours with a stranger
Having to talk to people.
It's too much.
No,
So
we don't do that.
I called. He was gone.
He was gone.
And
then you called another friend.
I called.
Yeah.
Was still there. And I went to the Tropicana.
Where you slept on the ground?
I slept on his couch. There was a huge couch in there. He got that room for people to stay in to decompress.
And then no one ended up sleeping there?
And no one stayed except for him. And they had wings and pizza.
Well, that's a nice, that's nice of them to house you.
I think I started crying, and I called you when I was crying, when I looked at my phone and they had booked us tickets back on Wednesday.
Yeah, 2 days later.
2 days later. And I was like, I can't do that. That's, I think, when I started crying. And then I couldn't get on the bus to go to the rental car place, and then got to the rental car place, and there was a long line. It was a whole thing, but I made it.
You did make it.
I made it. I'm stronger for it. Said I'd never book Spirit again. I did. Didn't have any problems.
Did. Was that the October or the May?
The time I got stuck was May. No.
I think that was October.
That was October.
Because May we flew back together.
Yeah. It's October.
So then when did you get stuck in Arizona?
That was coming home from Sunset in May, earlier that year, Memorial Day.
It was a rough year travel-wise for you.
Yeah. That one, I was hysterical. That one was, it was ridiculous. I learned a lot.
But that's all you can do is learn.
So, very beautiful man helped me to the desk.
I will say we have been extremely lucky with the travel in the past year. I feel like we just missed all the nonsense.
Yeah, you cut it close.
Cut it very close. There was like one, I think when we were going to Chicago, I think there was like one flight where we had to like, our plane got like switched, or they did the plane that was going to take us to Chicago was delayed into wherever we were. So then it ended up getting canceled, and they're like, if you run, you can make another flight. And let me tell you.
Do you think they enjoy that?
Oh, they've got to.
Because I want to know, I want to go to one of those big rooms where all the surveillance cameras are, because me running through the Arizona airport, my left tit was out for like maybe 5 minutes. I was wearing a tube top, no bra.
Your hair is just...
I'm
out of control.
Sobbing.
Yeah.
I have a mask on because it was still COVID.
Yeah, it's coming up over your eyes. You can't even see.
My left, I hope they freeze framed it and printed it out. Yeah, and I hope they have it somewhere.
They have to love it. They have to love that to their core, because it's funny too, because if you ever need help from like a gate agent, you can see the moment where it switches and they're like, I have you. Nothing you say or do is going to help your situation. You need to walk away. Yeah. Because the more vocal you get, the more you inch towards a no-fly list. And they're like, do something. They're invincible. They are an untouchable people. They
do get probably the most shit because they get yelled at for everything that's not their fault. I mean, because when the flight that I missed, another American Airlines flight also took off without like 7 of its passengers because there was a late flight coming in. And it looked like a scene from the movie Rat Race. It was like this weird eclectic group of people. And they all looked like they were from like 1997. They were going to Palm Springs. And they were...
Were they all together?
No, they were all strangers, but they were all on this previous flight going to Palm Springs. This lady's screaming, I'm a doctor. This other guy's like a shaman in a wedding. He was white and wearing Birkenstocks. He's not a shaman. And this large man is helping me to the desk as I'm weeping.
Yeah.
And the lady helps me. And these people... Because I don't have words left to say to this poor woman. Yeah. I'm just like a mess. The guy walks away very scared for my well-being. The lady helps me. And I didn't say anything to her. And she didn't say anything to me. She gave me my hotel room thing and my meal voucher, and
Didn't you go get drunk at a bar with some dude?
I did. He was the ex-cop. He had a gun. He has a concealed carry.
Mm.
He got big time fucked. I mean, he got fucked more than me. But yeah, we got drunk at a bar. I ordered a shot and a beer like I always do. And he goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Sidecar.
And I said, "First of all, this is normal. It gets the job done."
Oh, you didn't hear?
Yeah. I said, just it. And he did it. And we took shots together.
Wow.
He was like a 65-year-old man. Looked like Samuel L. Jackson, but skinnier. And smaller.
Smaller as in like not as buff or short?
Shorter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't miss any flights. Thank God. I think our biggest issue, or at least my biggest issue, was getting sat next to just the worst people.
Women with lotion.
I forgot about that until you just said that. That was one of the most foul.
Does it smell good?
I don't remember smelling anything. She literally peeled off an arm brace, lathered it up with lotion like fully on her hand, put the brace back on, and it was like seeping out of her brace. I just about threw up.
She was itchy.
Oh my God. She
was itchy under that brace. I feel for her.
I don't remember if that was leaving New Orleans or leaving Dallas, but man, that was disgusting.
I think that was leaving Dallas because that was after the poop on the floor.
What a wild
Dallas, Texas. Your special place.
I've never seen that in an airport before. Someone actually did not make it to the bathroom and shit all over the bathroom floor.
Get swifty, my guy.
I remember going to Seattle too. There was, I think I told you about this, that there was that Christian lady, very hardcore.
Yeah.
And she just kept talking my ear off. And it was like, I was in a conundrum because I didn't want to upset her and have her ruin the rest of my flight by trying to talk nonsense at me. But I also didn't want to agree too hard with her. And then the people around us are like, you guys are
she
problematic.
Was already talking nonsense to you.
Yeah. And I talked to her the entire flight and entertained all of her bullshit.
See, that's the problem with those people. I don't
think you can say those people.
Oh, they're those people for sure. Because people are so afraid to upset them.
Yeah.
Because they don't want them to go off on a rant.
Yeah.
And they say lefts are so sensitive. No, they're sensitive. You say one thing about God.
She was pushing God. She was pushing God hard.
Yeah, she loves God. She loves.
Oh my God! And then the more we talk, I forgot about this. I was like, this chick is like, she's pretty religious, and then she's like, I'm a teacher at a like religious school where her husband is like the dean, and her kids all go to the school, and they're just like this picture perfect, like, hi, we love God. Oh, it was the worst. She was something else.
Listen, we respect freedom of religion on this podcast. We truly do. But
practice it out of the airplane.
Yeah, practice it on your own time.
Listen, I would love to talk about just about anything besides religion. Right? Like, give me
babies.
Oh yeah, I will debate babies all day. Not like I won't debate a baby, but like I will debate someone on the topic of babies.
I think debating a baby would be hilarious.
You can't win that.
No, you can't.
The baby wins every time.
No, it doesn't. I'd beat the shit out of a 4-year-old.
Clip it.
Clip it. With words. With words.
Yeah. So, I mean, just sitting next to the worst people of all time.
That's why you have to be.
You don't have a say.
You do.
You pick a seat and you're just there in that seat. I should have just like looked her in the eyes, put headphones in, and put up my hood and just like, don't talk to me.
Just tell her you don't believe in God.
Yeah, but then she goes into like, well, why don't you believe in God? You should believe in God because X, Y, and Z. It's
You
like,
just respond to every question with another question. Has Ron Swanson taught you nothing?
I can't. It's tough being mean.
Is it easier to be nice to those people? Listen, you don't have to tell me twice. I get it.
Yeah.
Because I have to people please all day
At work?
at work.
Yeah.
It is my job to not set people off. And it is,
There's been a couple times where you got close
yeah,
to losing it, though.
a couple times. But I have also really learned to respect the art of literally leaving the room. Not unexplained. Just turning around.
Just straight face walking out of there.
Walking around.
Yeah.
Or talking to adult men like they're children.
I would say if you were like a video game character or like a Pokemon, that would be your special move. Is talking to grown men like they're children.
Yeah.
You could see their overall well-being just drain from them.
Well, sometimes when they're throwing tantrums, and I don't mean just there as men, when people are throwing tantrums,
It's mostly men.
it's mostly men from my observations. All right, boys, let's just relax. I have learned that if you sit down, kind of get to their level,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, I'm real sorry that this happened. I'm so sorry. What can I do? Make it better.
You okay?
You okay?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
That voice gets people.
It's a gift.
It is a gift.
It doesn't work every time. It does get me in trouble sometimes.
You all right with that cord?
I can't find a good spot for it.
Put your arm over it.
I don't think I want
It's in
to. I think I like it better here. This is good here.
That's okay.
I'm learning.
You're learning.
I'm learning this new position.
Is it working out?
I don't know.
Okay.
With the cord, I mean.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do my hair. This thing's falling back.
You got like the little Nicky haircut. No. It's fine. You're not little Nicky. So it's fine.
Do you have any plans for this podcast?
Plans for the podcast. I had some ideas I was thinking about today. I mean, it has therapy in the name. I think it would be cool to interview a therapist.
Whoa.
Maybe like once a month.
I can ask my therapist.
But that's too close to home. Because then she's going to start going into like thing that is like very tailored to you.
No, she won't. She's good. She wouldn't do that, but she also wouldn't agree to do it. So
I feel like most of them wouldn't, but
we don't have any friends that are therapists.
they have this thing called email. Heard of it?
No. I don't like emails.
Why? What did emails ever do to you?
Exist, honestly.
You don't ever have to check emails.
I don't, but when I do, boy, do they stress me
I
out.
guess you were a part of some advancing emails
Yeah, I sure was.
past few months.
Yeah.
Really got a taste of
I
how
think
annoying it is.
Email culture is very new to me because in my day job, sometimes I don't even open my email and it's exhilarating.
The passive email burn.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing of
Yeah.
all time. Especially when like it's irrefutable that other person is wrong. You're just like, just circling back here, you never sent me what you said you were going to send me 6 weeks ago. And you're just like, it's the little things.
Yeah.
I've grown. I'm old now.
No, I like that. I do like the passive, the per my last email,
Yeah.
the in regards to my last email, things like that. Circling back is great. Just a good old fashioned screenshot, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I fuck with the screenshot heavy.
Because
That's the jam.
in the, I don't know, 6 emails I've sent at my day job in my career there, I waste no time saying did you read the email? Did you look at that email?
What's usually the verdict? No?
No,
Yeah, no one looks at emails?
because I don't look at emails.
You should look at emails.
No, if it's important, no one's really emailing it to me. It's above my pay grade.
What, are they sending a raven?
I wish we still
pigeon?
communicated by Raven.
Where's the... Oh, I guess the raven's down there.
Are you kidding me? I would love to have bird mail.
Did you see... Did you see what I added last night?
No.
We can cut this, but I think it might be funny to have you explain things without using your phone.
I think that's a great idea. I was thinking about that too. Yeah.
Like the LLC thing from the test one that you'll never see.
Yeah. Give me something right now.
You want
I'll
something?
explain it.
Okay. Will you explain to me the inner workings of a car engine?
Yeah. Inner workings of a car engine. We're talking 4 or 6 cylinder.
The floor is yours.
Okay. An engine is comprised of parts. Goes into a car.
Can you name like 5 parts in a car?
Pistons.
Engine?
Spark plugs.
Make it up.
No. Ignite. Igniting.
The igniting?
Ignition
The
isn't
igniting.
isn't in the engine.
The ignition.
It's the
It's
thing.
the remix to ignition.
Okay. What did I say already? Fuel injector.
Fuel injector. We're injecting the fuel.
Coolant.
I mean, not in the
Air
engine.
conditioner.
Okay, and run me through from how does it work? How does it output power to your car? Like, what does it need?
Gasoline
Okay,
goes
where does the gasoline go?
into the gas tank, and it goes into the pistons, and the pistons go, and it creates a spark. It creates a fire.
Okay.
Small combustion, and then the car moves forward or backward.
So so after fuel gets into the what?
Pistons?
The pistons. Okay.
I don't know. Pistons. I'm the final answer.
The cylinders.
Cylinders.
So once the fuel gets into the cylinders and it is ignited, what happens then? How does the car get the power?
Combustion. Fire and combustion. Transmission.
Now you're just saying buzzwords.
There's a belt that goes around. There's an air filter.
And you nailed it. And that's been Laura Explains the World. Till next time. You did a great job.
That was close.
It was pretty close for not having that much knowledge on how an engine works. It's pretty good.
I really don't know though.
No, you did the classic Laura move is any sort of topic that we talk about that you're not well versed in, you'll just talk over people saying buzzwords. me and someone will have a conversation and you'll just be like, Resolume.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that's your signature move alongside the baby talking grown men.
It is also a really good look into how my brain actually works. That there is a full conversation in my head going on, and I will just get loud buzzwords popping into my head.
What I like to think is happening in your brain is your brain is laying out a full sentence with all of these buzzwords in it, but your focus is so bad, your ADD is so bad that you can't even focus on the sentence in your brain.
True.
So you're just picking out words from the sentence that was made in your brain and just spitting out the words that you pick up from it.
Correct. You know what has been really interesting about, I don't have a TikTok, but about like the TikTok world in general, how everyone has a corner of the internet, right?
Small pause. Great podcast name. Someone with Tourette's. Call it Tick. TALK.
That's great.
That'd be a great podcast.
I don't have
Do you think
Tourette's.
that's probably, it's got to be a thing.
That's got to be a thing.
It's got to be a thing. Anyways, continue. TikTok.
The whole
What'd you get? I got the same thing.
the whole internet, everyone's got a corner of the internet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
There's a lot of corners.
there's always like everyone's mental health issue, even if it doesn't exist, is on TikTok. But there's a lot of really good people on TikTok and Instagram that have ADD and ADHD and just like neurodivergent in general.
Yeah.
Because it really, you do things your whole life and you're like, that's just how my brain is. That must be how everybody's brain is. And then you get older and you realize it's not. And then you see all these videos and people do the exact same. Like I'll read sentences and I will read the first word and the last word of a sentence and nothing in between. And then I'll go back and read the rest.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, because I'll try to speed it up because I read so slow. And it takes me...
You reading books is not in the cards, really.
No, Emily sends me voice messages now. If it's longer than 2 to 3 sentences, she has to send a voice message because she's so impatient with how long she knows it's going to take me to read it.
Yeah.
But it's because I have to go back and read it because I'll read the first and last word of a lot of the sentences and nothing in between. She sent me a text message about a car accident that happened. I didn't understand why. She said a girl got in a car accident. Remember the girl I said T-boned?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, what do you mean she T-boned? She goes, yeah, she was in her car, T-boned someone and got out and cried. I thought you said she got out of, I thought it was a prostitute getting out of someone else's car. Because I read girl getting out of someone's car crying.
You thought it was a prostitute.
I thought she was getting out of a man's car crying because she just had to... She might have. Yeah, it's a bargain. Anyway. Are you going to cut that out?
That's getting cut out. I mean, I'll put myself there. I would like to think of myself as having a PhD. I graduated from WebMD University, summa cum laude, honors. Mm-hmm. So I can diagnose with the best of them.
I think it's more the self-diagnosing because they hear it one time on the internet and they're like, I have that. Which a lot of people may well have those things. Fine.
Yeah.
But then I'll look it up because immediately I think I must have that thing. And then it's just like a common thing of being a person. Which everything has a diagnosis now.
Everything does. Every person does.
Every person does. Everyone's so special.
It's like a little sub-community. It's like, hey, you're human, but yeah, here's some more friends for you.
Yeah. But this is also what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
When sometimes it's just being a person.
Most of it's just being a person.
Can you hear the water?
Shoutout Apartments.
Shoutout Apartments.
Someone showering, you think? That's a constant one. That's not them using the bathroom. Yeah. Why? At least they're getting clean. We know they're getting clean.
Shoutout Apartments.
Shoutout Apartments, dude.
Built in the 90s or 80s or 70s?
Oh, this was built in like the 60s, I think. That's why the floors are paper thin and we can hear the upstairs neighbor's dog snoring at all hours of the day.
His name is Tuna.
I would like to think it's probably named after The Office.
What?
Isn't that what Jim's called in The Office?
I don't know.
You know.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to guess. They look like nerds.
It's a good guess. Also, I think it's
office
just...
nerds. They look like office nerds.
I think it's a hilarious dog name.
It is a hilarious
I
dog name.
think tuna with no context is better than tuna with a reason.
No context tuna.
Yeah. I think no context dog names. I know a dog named Waffles now.
We've had this conversation about pet names before, but we never really decide on what we would call our pet if we got one. Because I think we're both fans of calling or naming a pet like a real just person name.
Yeah. Like a 40-year-old
Greg.
man's name.
Gregory.
Gregory's good. Patrick is good.
Patrick is good. What about a girl? Phyllis?
Phyllis is good. Lois is good.
Ethel?
Ethel's great. It depends on the dog. It really depends on the dog.
So you got to vibe the personality
You
first.
gotta vibe that dog's personality.
Okay.
Because, not every dog could be an Ethel. Not every dog could be a Merlin or a Clyde.
Merlin and Clyde are really good names. Is that on the list of...
Yeah,
You have a notes list
I do.
of dog names. What are you going to do?
Cry. I will sob. I will sob uncontrollably, and I will have no shame.
If it came down to it, you had to pick one. Would you rather get married or have a dog?
That's not a fair question.
It's a fair question.
I guess
These are the hard-hitting questions.
Well, I guess I'm picking dog because I know you would want one of those.
Wow.
You want a dog more than a wife, so...
Okay, maybe that was not the smartest question to ask.
Dog.
But hey, this is therapy. We're working through it.
Mm-hmm. I pick dog.
What kind of dog?
Don't care.
Any dog?
No, not any dog. But honestly, I don't want a designer dog. If I did get a dog,
Like a Louis Vuitton dog?
no, just like a Pomeranian. I think Pomeranians are pretentious.
You can't go that small. That small gets yappy.
I think French bulldogs are pretentious. I think,
Well, they are. They cost like $3,000.
yeah, I'm not buying an expensive dog.
No.
The more expensive the dog, the more
We're
expensive
paying adoption fees.
their problems. I don't care. You know my type.
Well, everyone that's gotten like a street dog from down in Mexico, like a champ.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, those dogs live forever.
20 years.
Yeah. Those other dogs, they're very inbred, and I don't know. I don't believe in inbreeding dogs. I shouldn't say this so aggressively. I believe in adopting dogs that are already adopted or already born.
So like, bless.
Adopt, don't shop, baby.
So you want accidental babies,
I just want a mutt. Yeah.
not from puppy mill.
Not from a puppy mill.
Down with puppy mills.
Down with puppy mills. There's enough dogs that need to be adopted from irresponsible dog owners or people that just couldn't take care of their dogs anymore.
Do you remember the end of The Price is Right?
Mm-hmm.
Barkley? What's his name? Charles Barkley? No, that's not Charles Barkley. Bob Barker.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to spay and neuter your cats and dogs.
Yeah.
What a message.
Yeah.
Does Drew Carey do that?
I don't think so.
He'll never be Bob.
No, but he's doing pretty good. That show's all right. What show is that?
So you...
It's not The Price is Right.
It is The Price is Right.
No. Who's the Vanna guy?
That's Pat Sajak.
What show is that?
That's Wheel of Fortune.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Price is Right is stupid.
The Price is Right is just a big commercial. The Wheel of Fortune and I will go on record to say this. I'm confident that I could win that show.
Really? I think you should try. I don't know why you don't.
I'm very confident in my... See, to get on these shows now, you got to have like a story.
You have a story.
What's my story?
You're a guy, a
What?
regular guy from sunny Southern California. You are a middle child.
They want you to have like a problem or like be... I think the last one that I was going to apply, I actually was on the website. You needed to have like a... You need to be like a Star Wars super fan. They were doing like a themed Star Wars or something like that. You had to be a super fan of something. And I'm not a super fan of really anything.
I'm not really either. I'm not really a super fan. I don't know. I'm not dedicated to anything. I have commitment issues.
You don't say.
I can't commit my entire life to Star Wars or anything. I haven't watched an entire... Well, first of all, there's too many Star Wars.
Okay.
Too many Marvels, too many DCs, too many of those movies. I don't have time.
Okay. We briefly touched on this when we went to dinner the other night. The one thing I cannot stand is when people tell me I have to see a movie. Like it's the best movie. You got to see it. What are you doing not seeing it? You don't have money? Go rob someone. See the movie. Right? Because there's a ton of movies that people consider like classics. Like you absolutely have to see it. You cannot miss. You have to see the movie.
Yeah.
That makes me want to do it 0%.
Okay, well, to be fair, that is every aspect of your life. If literally anyone tells you to do anything, you will not do it. You have a 95% higher chance of not doing that thing.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong.
But I do think, I have watched movies sometimes because I'm like, everyone says I got to watch this movie. And I watched it. I'm like, well, that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
Very few times does that happen, though. Most of the time, the movies are very good. Like classic movies. They're classic for a reason.
Name one. Let's look up the greatest movies of all time. Let's see what we're rocking with. Greatest movies of all time. What would you say number one is?
Really depends on who's making the list. Number one movie of all time.
Okay, this list is
Rocky Balboa, which I have not seen. The Godfather.
Okay, this is actually interesting. So this has it like sectioned into categories.
Okay.
Let's see how many you've seen. The best romance movies of all time.
Okay.
Number one,
The Notebook.
Casablanca.
Never seen it.
Number two,
The Notebook.
The Notebook.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen The Notebook.
Have you seen Casablanca?
I have not seen either of those movies. Number three, Titanic.
Ugh. Good movie. Great movie.
I don't know if I've seen it. I've definitely seen the booby part because
I used to fast forward to that part.
I mean it was everyone's.
I used to fast forward to that part and show different girls in elementary school.
As a 90s child, that was it. Like that.
Yeah.
If you were at a sleepover at someone's house and they had Titanic, you're like,
fast forward to the titty part.
we're going goblin mode. Fast forward to the titty part.
Yeah, I've seen that movie too many times.
The next on the list is A Star Is Born with Gaga.
Oh, I won't watch it.
Why?
I have heard it's really sad because
It's called A Star Is Born.
Yeah, but he has like an addiction issue and they have like a very toxic situation. And I've heard it's really sad.
Hits close to home.
A little bit.
The next one, never even heard of it. Before Sunrise.
Is it old?
Yeah, 95. You've Got Mail with T. Hanks, Meg Ryan. Next is In the Mood for Love. All right, now we're getting into malarkey. I want to see what's the next.
Pretty Woman's not on the top list for best romance?
No, it's not even in here.
Oh my gosh. Why? Because she's a prostitute?
Probably.
No, that was a great love story. The 1990s version of Romeo and Juliet, such a good movie. Is that romance?
Maybe.
Have you seen that one?
No.
With what is the girl's name? I can remember. Leo, Sweet Leo.
Sorry, I'm trying to get to the next. Oh, the best comedy.
Okay.
Next category is best comedy.
Okay.
What do you think number one is?
Step Brothers.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Wow.
I have seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I have not.
I was just about to be.
Bueller. That's the only thing I know. And when people ask me if I've seen it, I say yes, and that's the only thing I can quote. And
I was just about to turn into the person that I just stated
I know,
that I hate.
I know. I do it.
I'm a traitor.
Yeah.
You either
It's easy. There's some movies
become
that
the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
you know, you really think that you.
So, number 2
Uh-huh.
on the list of best comedy movies, best comedies of all time is weird.
Okay.
What from 2004?
I'm not good at yours. Oh, Mean Girls.
How is that? And then followed by Clueless. See, I subscribe to the comedy movie. 10 Things I Hate About You, The Big Lebowski I've seen.
Yep.
Legally Blonde.
Yes.
I haven't seen Coming to America.
Oh, with
The guy.
Eddie Murphy.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Maybe. I don't know. All of that to say,
Action.
I don't think they had an action.
What is this list?
It had classic. It had horror. Best scary movies and thrillers. You want to do that one?
The Ring.
How are they ranking Parasite as number 1?
I never saw it.
Let me tell you about Parasite. Weird.
Weird. Scary?
It's not really scary. It's more just like, what is this? I was caught off guard because everyone was saying like
It won awards.
It won a lot of awards, but everyone kept saying this is the movie. This is it. This is the best movie. You remember what I said the last go?
Barf? However much you want. You looked at me and dead in my eyes. You said, listen, give the people what they want. And that's barf.
I said that's going to be the running theme is you're just going to be burping and barfing.
I don't have a soda water. I could do more.
You didn't even eat pickles.
I've been thinking about them though. I've been thinking about those pickles.
What's your go-to?
Go to what?
Pickle.
Dill. Kosher dill. Spear.
Brand?
Clausen.
Clausen kosher dill.
Clausen dill spear. They're the best.
How many do you think you could eat realistically? You think you could eat a whole jar, one go?
Probably.
How do you think you'd feel afterwards?
A little ashamed. Very swollen from the fluids and the sodium.
Yeah.
Overall happy. You know, it's fulfilling a dream that I've been too scared to pursue due to feeling shame from my family and friends.
You're getting pickle shamed?
You could be pickle shamed if you eat a whole jar, yes. You know, and the freedom of finally doing that would be. I wish
you are being held back.
I am.
You're in a pickle cage.
I could win money in a competition if there was a competition of eating pickles. I do limit myself to one jar. Whatever.
One jar at a time?
Yeah. If there was like a pickle eating contest.
You can't eat 2 jars.
I think I would have to draw the line at 2 jars.
So you have pickle rules.
Yeah.
You have pickle morals.
I don't want to barf up pickles.
Pickle ethics, if you will.
I do.
Look at you.
I know. I'm a lady of few morals, but
When it comes to jars of pickles,
when it comes to pickles,
that's where you put your foot down.
Yeah. I will say in my 30s now, I have had a hankering for sour foods. Like
30s?
Like tangy and
So
sour.
your palate has changed.
My palate has become incredibly mature. I have been craving...
But you can't eat mustard.
Mustard is not on my palate. No, it is not.
I thought you had an advanced palate or a refined elder palate.
I do.
I will say you've come around on a lot of things in the past year.
I ate snails the other day.
Goat cheese.
I like goat cheese. But honestly, I'm just craving tahini.
I would say 90% of your
My
time.
mouth is salivating right now.
Well,
maybe one day.
One day you'll have tahini.
20 minutes. I'll wrap this up. Yeah.
Well, episode 1.
Episode 1. See you guys soon. We'll be back next time with more bullshit, nonsense, nonsensical family fun.
What are you going to explain next time?
I don't know. Send in your requests. Send in anything you want me to divulge. There's very few rules and very few things that I won't talk about. Or,
even if you know zero about them.
Yeah, I will try to pretend that I know anything about them.
I think you should talk about how a law gets passed. Start to finish.
Law gets passed start to finish. Well, corruption is how it starts, okay?
Well,
and how it ends.
this has been COOP Therapy.
Bye.
Peace.